Hi students! Now that we've learned how to make a good note card, it's my turn to try to make note cards for my self-introduction presentation. Here is my self-introduction brainstorming map. You can see I have greeting and my name, hometown, hobbies, and my job. Those are my 4 main points in my presentation. So let's turn one of these points into a note card that I will use to give my presentation. Let's turn this topic into a note card for my presentation. So hobbies is the main topic, and here are 3 details about that topic. Before I make my note card, I want you to think, how would you make notes from your brainstorming map into a good note card? So how would you take these notes from your brainstorming map and turn them into a good note card? Alright, I'm going to try now. This is my first try at making a note card. I wrote down everything I wanted to say. I have many hobbies, and I have a lot to share about them. I asked Adjunct Zach to check my card. Before he told me what was wrong with my card, he asked me a few questions, and it really made me think. He asked me, did I write the topic at the top of the note card? And I didn't. I just wrote sentences. So no, I did not write the main topic at the top. Then he asked me, did you use bullet points? And I forgot to use bullet points. I was too busy writing down everything I wanted to say. So, no, I did not use bullet points on my note card. Then he asked, did you write complete sentences or write only keywords? I wrote complete sentences. I did not write only keywords. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. But in doing this, I wrote down many complete sentences. He asked, did you write the information in order of how you will say it? And I did. I wrote my information in order. My first hobby and my second hobby. I wrote them in order. So yes. Did I make it organized and easy to read? Well, no. When I started trying to practice using this note card, I found that as I held the note card and looked down, it was very, very hard once I started to find the sentence where I stopped. So I would read, I have many hobbies. I like trying new things all the time. But when I looked up at the audience and then looked back down, I couldn't find where I just stopped talking. And so I would have to read and read until I found the spot where I stopped. It was not organized or easy to read when I practiced with it. So after he asked me all these questions, I decided maybe I should try again. So after talking to Adjunct Zach, he said my first note card did not pass. It was not good. I needed to try again. So I tried a second time. This is my second try making a note card. Here it is. As you can see, it is still about my hobbies. It's the same thing I talked about on my first note card, but I wrote it a little differently. Instead of writing sentences of everything I wanted to say, I wrote the key words and key points that I wanted to talk about, and I separated them by using bullet points instead of just sentences. So this time I wrote the main ideas I wanted to say. I asked Ajahn Zach to check my card again. This time he asked me the same questions. First, did you write the topic at the top? And yes, I did. I wrote the topic at the top of my note card, and I made sure to highlight and write in a different color so that it was easier for me to see. He then asked, did you use bullet points? Yes, I did. I used bullet points to separate my main ideas. Then he asked, did you write complete sentences or write only key words? And I used only key words. This time I did not write incomplete sentences. I took the key words from the sentences I wanted to say and I wrote them here so that it was shorter and easier to read while I was talking. He asked, did you write the information in the order you will say it? And yes, I wrote the information in the order I wanted to say it. I want to talk about making art as my first hobby. Then I want to talk about karaoke. And finally, the last hobby I will talk about will be reading. So I wrote my topics in order of how I will say. And then he asked as the last question, did you make it organized and easy to read? And I did. Because I followed all of the questions, all of the steps, my card is much more organized and easy to read. When I practiced with it, it was a lot easier to look at the card, look at the audience, and then glance at the card again to remember what my key ideas are. Using this method, I am able to give a presentation that is more natural and sounds and looks more fluid because it is easier for me to look down, remember, and look back up and continue what I am saying.